Because of the following special program, Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Craptacular podcast. For each month we continue our search for the best bad movies on the planet Earth. My name is I'm Aaron, the host.
That's Aaron.
And the co-host with the host is Matt.
I actually like that. It's the co-host with the mo-host.
Yeah. Well, it's because you have a mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we haven't mentioned yet.
No.
But you do in fact have a wicked mohawk.
There it is.
We watched. I'd ask how you're doing, but I know because I'm there.
Yeah, you're here. We both just went through the same thing.
Okay, look, let's just get it over with then. We watched the Star Wars Holiday Special.
The Star Wars Holiday Special. Starring Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. With Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca. R2-D2 as R2-D2.
This was a thing that for some reason got made.
Yeah. Do we know why? Like, I just for that basically entire time, was that hour 40?
Yeah.
For that 100 minutes, I was just wondering why, and why, and what.
Okay, well, so Star Wars was the biggest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Right. So the money-making machine was well in effect from the get-go. Like, the thing starts off with a Kenner commercial.
Right.
So I'm guessing that someone at Fox was like, "Hey, George, holiday special." And he was like, "Well, no, I don't think so." And they were like, "Here's a truck full of money." And he's like, "All right, just put it over there.
Buy the other ones.
Buy the other piles of money." And then they did this, and they somehow, I don't know how they got Harrison Ford.
Yeah, even just like the rest of the cast, I was kind of surprised that they were all there. But I mean, like Harrison Ford,
Mark Hamill, he wasn't famous.
Well, I guess, yeah. And
neither was Carrie Fisher, really. Like, she had famous parents, but Harrison Ford was like kind of a movie star, sort of, especially after Star Wars, and somehow they got him to come back. I don't know what sort of like deals Lucas had in their contracts or whatever, but
or who they had like hostage to force them to be part of that.
Kidnapped his children. I hate everything that I saw today that involved this. Have you ever seen it before? You aware of it?
I knew it existed. I knew that there was a lot of Wookiees talking with no subtitles.
Boy,
or anything.
Is there ever!
And that's basically it. I was very unaware of just exactly how awful this was. I mean, you tried to tell me. I'm kind of wishing you'd stop me because I knew that you've seen it.
I'd never seen the entire thing.
Not the whole thing?
No,
Oh.
I'd seen bits and pieces, and I like skipped through it. Like, I think I downloaded it like off LimeWire back whenever LimeWire was a thing.
Oh wow.
So like 2005, 2004 maybe.
Something like that.
And I basically just skipped through because I wanted to see all the Star Wars parts. And
So you skipped like 80% of it?
Yeah, more or less. Like, I remember seeing the B. Arthur song, but like, yeah, I skipped over Jefferson Starship and the weird lady singing and the circus and I watched the cartoon. The main reason I downloaded it because I wanted to watch the Boba Fett cartoon.
Yeah, which honestly, like, was terrible and yet also better than the whole
It was
movie.
the best thing in the.
Yeah.
I feel like if you released that cartoon in like HD format, there would be people that would be excited about it.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. I mean, what we watched was actually surprisingly good quality. Considering this thing has never gotten an official release. And what we watched like only exists in like VHS tape recordings.
Right.
And I think what we watched is someone had downloaded, or there was like a higher quality VHS copy that was made available, and then someone took that and then like did an HD remaster using like the best parts from all of the existing copies out there.
Oh wow.
Which is a total waste of their time.
Yeah, that's some pointless dedication right there.
Yeah. So like sorry, I was gonna move this mic a little bit closer. Oh, there we go. I don't know what compelled them to do that, unless they're just like really into like preserving shit. Or they think it's some sort of important. Maybe it's like, it's like a reminder to never do this again. Like, we can't forget about this, or else it might happen again.
We must learn. We must learn from the past.
Yeah, learn from our mistakes and move forward. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think George Lucas had any involvement in this. From what I could see in the credits, I don't remember seeing his name at all. Like, even like.
I was specifically looking out for it. And
yeah.
I didn't see anything.
But, like, this is the thing that he's, like, crusaded against.
Yeah.
Like he said, if I had, like, the time and a hammer, I would track down every single copy in existence and smash it to pieces. Which is weird, because this is the guy that said, like, Jar Jar is okay, Howard the Duck is okay, I hate sand, it's so sandy is okay.
Oh, my word.
But this is like a blotch on his record. Jesus, dog.
Zelda, settle down.
This is the thing that he is ashamed of.
Which is saying something. And now that I've seen it, I mean, I get it. I would rather listen to Jar Jar Binks for 2 hours.
Oh yeah, well we're about to watch The Phantom Menace to do our commentary track.
Yeah.
I would rather sit through that movie 1,000 times in a row.
Easily.
Than watch this ever again.
I feel like we're going to be watching episode 1 in a new light. I wonder, we're just going to enjoy it so hard.
Like, this is so fresh and good, and
yeah,
the plot makes sense. And
because there's a plot.
The characters are speaking words. And
there aren't cooking shows that go through entire recipes.
Yeah, okay, so this is... oh, God. So this is a classic 70s, like, variety show. Like, it'd be like the Partridge Family live spectacular extravaganza with special guests, blah blah blah, and it would just be like 2-hour TV special with the Partridge Family, and they'd sing some songs and they'd have some special guests. It's basically one of those, but with stuff that no one cares about and complete nonsense.
Yeah, there are. I just counted in my notes to be sure. There are exactly eight moments that just something completely stupid and random happens that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. So it opens...
And it just they take up, like 10, 15 minutes each?
Oh, they're time killers. They're definitely time killers. But it starts with Han Solo and Chewbacca trying to outrun some Star Destroyers. They use a lot of footage from the original Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
For, like, shots of ships and stuff. So it starts with them going back to the Wookiee planet for Life Day.
Yeah.
Which is Wookiee Christmas, basically.
I guess.
There's no Christmas in Star Wars land.
It's also never really described what Life Day is.
Sure it is. It's when you put on robes and walk through space into a giant cave.
Again, never described. Some nonsensical holiday that's really important. I get really choked up when I talk about Life Day.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And how bogus it is.
Yeah. So yeah, the set that they're shooting the Millennium Falcon in is basically just like some guy's office that they like put some cardboard and some Christmas lights on the wall.
Yep.
And then used his office chair as the chairs. And like put some computer stuff on a desk. And you can like see the duct tape on the chair that like it's like holding it together, and it's so shitty. Like everything about it looks so shitty.
Like they had no budget to make this.
I don't think they did.
movie.
Like they spent it all on the Wookiee suits, I guess, and
ran out of money when they got to Chewbacca's father's face.
Which one is it? Scratchy? Itchy?
Itchy.
Oh, dang it. I knew it was going to happen. Itchy.
Itchy.
Okay.
It's actually just itchy. When I first heard it, I thought, oh, maybe it's just like, maybe it's supposed to be some kind of Wookiee name. It's probably not spelled, ITCHY, but yeah, I know it is. It's actually just itchy, like itchy and scratchy.
Yeah. I knew I was going to mess that up. His son is Lumpy.
Oh my gosh.
And then the mom is Mala.
Mala.
It's like she has a normal name.
Yeah. And they start by introducing her.
Yeah.
It's like Chewbacca's wife, Mala. I'm like, okay, cool. His
son, Lumpy.
What?
And his father, Itchy. It's not even like Itchy Baka or like Lumpy Baka.
Nope.
No,
it's
nothing.
the Itchy and Lumpy show.
It was the Itchy and Lumpy show. For like the first 20 minutes of the fucking show, it's just
yeah.
them
After Han
for like 20 minutes, like no subtitles, nothing. Just three Wookiees in a treehouse, just Wookieing at each other.
Yeah, it was funny in the first scene when Han and Chewie are in the quote unquote cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, the broom closet.
The broom closet of the Millennium Falcon. And they're talking. Like I remember thinking one of the things I enjoyed about the movie is that Chewie doesn't need subtitles because you can tell what he's saying either subtly through other people's responses.
Yeah, like,
or
boy,
just,
you said it, Chewie.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Where did you dig up that old fossil?
But here we are, and they're just having a back and forth that's just essentially like Chewbacca. Sorry, I'm not very good at the Wookiee, but it's just a gurgling.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I know we need to get you home. Yes, I know Life Day is a very important holiday. I know this thing that you said that I'm explaining to the audience right now. And I was just like, oh, this is terrible. This is the worst dialogue I've ever heard. Which was immediately trumped by the next scene, which was just Wookiees.
And then like the kid is like, you're like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, who thought this was a good idea? Like, we open the show, just Wookiees just talking. I was like, do we have to see subtitles? No one cares.
And it's like, you can tell what's going on because of the actions, but also it's like, there's just so much Wookiee noise, so much more than there needs to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's just almost constant.
It is old school storytelling, though, where like, you don't need dialogue to tell a great story as long as, actions speak louder than words. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck this thing. It's nonsensical, boring, and stupid. And like this was family entertainment. Like I'm imagining like families like they're matching Christmas sweaters, and like the kid's got his X-Wing toy, and they're so excited. There's gonna be another Star Wars thing because there was no other Star Wars thing. This was the next Star Wars thing. This is number 2.
Oh my gosh!
This is the second Star Wars thing to ever be released. So they're like, unless you count that C-3PO's commercial.
Don't.
With the cereal. No? Okay. So then this is the next thing. And just imagine them just sitting there and like starts out all exciting. And just getting chased by a Star Destroyer. And he's like, we're going to get you home for Life Day, pal. And then it just cuts to the Wookiee planet. And you're like, oh, we've never seen the Wookiee planet before. It's a painting. Wow. And then it's just the next 20 minutes of this, and then the whip, stir, whip, stir, whip, beat, stir, whip, beat, chef lady man. The man in drag is the chef lady. I saw someone at Star Wars Celebration cosplaying as that person.
Oh my word.
And I was like, that's amazing.
That's dedication right there.
There were no Jar Jar cosplays, but there was a that guy cosplay.
Oh my word.
So, I'm just imagining, like, these families just sitting there and just slowly, just the excitement started to drain off the kid's face. Like, just, like, grinning ear to ear, and then slowly just, like, oh.
It's just this.
What?
It keeps happening.
There's a circus? There's a holographic circus?
For no reason.
Of people that look like they wish they were dead?
And the music is so bad.
Oh. Mom, I'm gonna go clean my room.
Yeah, can we stop now?
Yeah.
Can I go shovel the driveway?
Yeah. Mom, I need a bath. And then after, I'd like to eat some Brussels sprouts and some beets. Because anything that I just said, like everything I just said, is better than sitting here and experiencing this. Like for a child.
Yeah.
Like they don't even open strong. Like if you're going to open strong, you open with the cartoon.
Yeah. That would be the only way.
Yeah, because like the cartoon is like watchable. Like the animation is pretty. It's like they did it in a weekend.
Yeah, which is like when it comes to like different kinds of animation, usually it only just takes a little bit to get used to it, and then you can kind of forgive most of it, right?
Yeah,
except for Han Solo's face,
just like
which is
drooping off of his skull.
It looks like someone melted a donkey.
Yeah,
yeah,
like a wax donkey. Oh man, it's not good. But it kind of like C-3PO and R2-D2, like they look like the precursor. Like this is definitely the precursor to the droids and Ewok.
Yes, this is exactly what I was thinking when I saw them.
Half hour of power or whatever the heck it's called. So like, but no, they open with a weird holographic circus,
and it just goes on and on, just like everything in this movie does.
Yeah, like for like too long, it's outstays its welcome
very quickly.
Very quickly, and I guess just because
and then does it 8 more times.
Yeah, and then Art Carney shows up. He's like a main character. Art Carney. He's like a dude in a vest that sells junk. That's his character.
Yeah, and he's just got like a real deep V-neck going on.
Yeah, his character is basically he's Art Carney, and he shows up and like, oh, what's that you got there? Oh, an Imperial officer. Like that's his first line as he walks into the shop, and he's like, oh, an Imperial officer. Well, I suppose you want to see my identification. You know, I do have an identification with the thing. I keep it in this leather thing. You know, I sell these leather things. You gotta want to know that. And it's like keeps going on and on and on, and it's like, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up, Art Carney. And then the mustachioed
Stars cop.
Yeah. Imperial officer with like the really, really cheap plastic helmet. Like, I'll take this. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. So, any chance you'd like to pay me for it? Like, I said, I'll take it. Evil.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting off track. My brain has been destroyed by this.
I was just trying to think where
were we going?
Yeah.
There's no plot. Let me just put that very...
Yeah, the plot is that it's light day and Chewie needs to get home.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the weird stuff.
Some of the weird stuff. Where do you want to start?
Ellen the Skywalker.
Oh my gosh.
Luke Skywalker.
Okay, yeah. So I mean,
looks like a lesbian in this movie.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mark, but you did.
You did.
You really, really did. I I had to think, like, wait, is that Mark Hamill?
It's the copious
Or is
amounts
that
of
his sister?
eyeliner. The copious amounts of eyeliner on everyone.
Yeah, the makeup in general.
Especially the men.
It's just terrible. But yeah, no, Luke stood alone in that. Just so much eyeliner.
Oh, Han Solo had a
so
lot
much
going on
foundation.
too. Yeah. Just brutal. Like, his entire face was just smooth.
And then, like, not only did he just look awful, but like when he
smelled awful.
Yeah, our smell-o-vision was really cranking it out.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Yeah.
keep going.
Okay. But notice, like, while he's talking on the screen to Chewie's family, just like every close-up of his face, he's just in earnest talking about this sentence. But not only were his eyes already so distracting, he just never blinks.
He's looking right at you.
He's looking right at you on the screen and just unblinking eyes. He's like, oh, I'm so concerned. Where's Chewie? Where's Han? They're not there yet. I'm talking. But all you can look at is my eyes, and they look straight through you, and they never blink. And I got a really sharp pain in my brain. I just couldn't handle it anymore.
Ugh. There's so many things that give me a really sharp pain in the brain. Like the cooking show that is just...
Yeah, let's go through them one by one. I wrote them all down.
Okay, good, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, sorry. One thing I wanted to...
Yeah, what's up?
They're also... So there's... You brought this up while we were watching it. There's like when she's making... Sorry, the woman Wookiee woman
Woman.
is making phone calls on the TV. Everything's like in English, which is like not a thing. Well, actually, I think in the original Star Wars there was some English on the thing because they hadn't invented Aurebesh yet. We were like, man, wouldn't it be great if like everything on the screen was also in Aurebesh and you just couldn't read what was happening because you already all you're hearing is and then you're just full of like a language that no one can read, and it's just that would have been amazing if it was just this full on dive into nonsense and
at that point it would have been laughable.
Yeah, just no attempt to inform the audience about what's happening at all, and then Art Carney shows up and he's like, "Oh, hi."
An Imperial officer.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, all right, let's go through the bits.
Yeah, so...
Can't believe I have to relive this so soon after it ended.
I know. Sorry. The very first thing I wrote down.
We did it to
everything
ourselves.
is so much worse than I imagined. This is the very first thing I wrote down. The second one was Luke's eyeliner.
Yep.
Because even before we got to that scene with him... You know, like this is the Star Wars Christmas celebration. And went through the cast.
Oh, yeah. Starring Mark Hamill.
And then he just, like, there's a shot of his head and it looks over and I'm just like, gah! Because it's just...
Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Chewbacca, and the rest. And R2-D2 as R2-D2.
I hated it so much.
It was bad.
And then, yeah, it's like the Lumpy, the kid, is whining about something, and the father is pissed at him while he whittles an X-Wing or something.
Yeah.
And then he goes and puts on a hologram for him of a really creepy circus, which just goes on for a really long time, and he's real entertained, and the music is awful.
You know what the guy, there's like the green guy in the circus?
Yeah, he's the ringleader or whatever.
He kind of reminded me of the devil, like from Santa Claus.
Yes.
But
no, I
green and then mixed with Tingle from Wind Waker.
Wind Waker, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if Tingle was also the devil.
Yeah, so Satan Tingle leads this... This insane circus. Satingle.
That sounds sexier than it should.
Yeah, it's not.
Nope.
It sucked. Oh, gosh. It's just weird, and it's really creepy. And
unsettling is a word I would use to describe it.
So many
and boring
pains in the brain.
But I feel like boring can be applied to every segment in this. So
oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
That's just a blanket statement.
Yeah.
It was boring.
It was very boring.
All right, what's next?
Yeah, well, that's the point where Mala, Chewbacca's wife, which, I mean, like, right away we're kind of like, why does he have a wife and a son?
That he never sees?
Yeah, isn't he, like, never there? I definitely assumed that he was a bachelor hanging out with Han Solo, the bachelor.
Yeah.
As they fly around the Millennium Falcon. But he's an absentee father?
Yeah.
All of a sudden I hate Chewbacca
Yeah,
now.
he's just a bad guy. He just, like, ditched his family to fly around the galaxy with a kind of a skeezy dude.
Yeah, big time. Like, they must just hate Han Solo.
Yeah.
And his kid's a little shit. He's just like a little brat who constantly needs creepy clown circus nonsense in hologram form.
Yeah, he's the deadbeat dad that shows up at Christmas, like in his shitty car, shows up unannounced.
The bowcaster.
The bowcaster. He's like got like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and he like rolls up to the trailer park and just like gives the kid like a bike that he stole from another kid.
Ago.
Yeah, like 2 trailer parks over. He's like, "Here you go, kid. Merry Christmas." And like tussles his hair. And then he, like, tries to, like, make a pass at the wife, and she's like, "Get out of here." And he's like, "All right, fine. See you next year." And he just leaves and never comes back.
Yeah. And then that's
Chewbacca's character now.
Yeah. So have fun dealing with that.
Real bad guy. Don't cheer for Chewbacca anymore, guys.
Nope.
It's a scumbag dad. Never sees a kid.
Sucks being a father.
Yep.
Poor Lumpy.
Found out that Mala was pregnant, and he just split.
And then Mala had to move in with her dad.
With his dad.
With his dad?
I think, yeah,
that was his dad?
It's his dad.
Oh, what in the hell?
His dad's like, "I'm sorry, my son's such a shithead. You can be my daughter now. And we'll just sit here and hate Chewbacca together."
And Itchy, Lumpy, and Scratchy lived happily ever after.
With Poochie.
Just Itchy and Lumpy and Lanky Kong and Cranky Kong.
Yeah, Lumpy Kong,
Crunchy
Itchy Kong.
Ugh. Chewbacca Kong is an asshole.
Chewbacca Kong is an asshole.
Yeah, and then after they called Luke, because they're all like, Chewie's not there. And he's like working on something that R2-D2 keeps making smolder. I don't know. This is real dumb. And he just never blinks, that whole thing. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm sure he'll be there. He's never missed a Life Day celebration before, as we all know."
Yeah, plus he just stole a bike. So
I'm sure he's right around the corner.
He's on his way over right now.
Oh, my fuck. Oh. Yeah, and so then Crunchy Kong goes to make a meal and turns on a cooking show. Which is, as we mentioned, starred by some dude in some very serious drag.
Very weird 4-armed drag.
Yeah, it's real dumb, and honestly, like, for as dumb and weird and gross as it was, and for like how, you know, all of a sudden limbs would come out of nowhere. All of a sudden she had 3, and then all of a sudden she had 4 arms.
Well, it'd be weird if she only had 3.
Well, yeah, but it would have been better if that never happened. But for all of that nonsense, what really bothered me the most is that she tasted each ingredient before putting it in the pan. She'd pick it up, eat some of it, and then put the rest in the pot.
Oh, like not even grab a fresh piece.
Yeah.
I say, like, most good chefs are always like tasting things as they're going. Like, I want to make sure everything's, going good, and the sauce isn't too thick, it's not too salty, it's not salty, it's not too peppery.
But you don't put something on your lips and then throw it in the pot.
Like, take a bite of, like, that's good. Into the stew.
I hated it. Like, it was way too long, and it was really creepy, and it literally goes through the whole recipe of this stew.
Of the stew that you can't make, because it's a bantha stew.
Yeah.
And a bunch of fake ingredients, and it's just whip, stir, whip, stir, whip, stir, stir, whip, stir, whip, stir.
Yeah.
Stir,
then,
whip, stir, whip, beat.
And then beat comes out of nowhere with that other arm.
The third arm. So I think Binging with Babish needs to make a Bantha Stew episode. He just tries to make sense of that. That'd
Yeah.
be good. But yeah, that might be my least favorite thing. No, circus. No.
It's hard to say, isn't it? This movie really poses a challenge for you. What did you hate the most about your life for the last 100 minutes?
That I didn't accomplish anything worthwhile.
I feel like
That's
it's
fine.
worse than I didn't accomplish anything. I feel like I made my life worse.
Yeah,
I didn't just do nothing. I did worse than nothing.
what does it matter? We're all gonna die soon.
Yeah, real soon.
Yeah. Trump's got his finger on the button, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to get political. Let's keep going.
Keep going. Yeah, way too depressed to think about Trump right now.
Yeah. That's how bad this is. Okay, it makes you forget about how shitty the real world actually is, and not in a good way, not in like an uplifting way that cinema's supposed to do, where it's like, oh, this is just escapism. I can go into a dark room for 2 hours and forget about all the problems in the world and the fact that old fat orange man and a short fat Korean man with a bowl cut are probably going to kill us all, and it's just sitting around waiting to figure out which one of them does it first. This makes you forget about that in a way where you're like, fuck, I hope it happens before this movie's over. Because that would mean I'd never finished watching it, and it'd be better. Death is preferable.
Give us the sweet release of death.
Horrible nuclear fire death.
Oh my gosh. Truly terrible.
Okay.
And then Art Carney or whatever shows up to their house for some reason with presents.
Oh, does he ever? No, okay, yeah, this is my least favorite.
Yeah, I think so. And so he gives something to the boy. I don't know. Gives something to the wife that we figure out what it is later and regret it. And then this whole time there's been some...
What is it?
Yeah, that's the rock show hologram
Oh,
thing.
the Jefferson Starship?
Yeah, that shows the Imperial officer later.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
That was not that bad compared to everything else.
That was tolerable. Like, if someone was like, you have to watch one thing from the Star Wars Holiday Special, can't be the cartoon, I'd be like, I guess I'll watch Jefferson Starship again.
Can't be the cartoon. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, but then this whole time there's been this one chair in their living space that looks like...
It's like a dentist chair.
Yeah, it reminded me of something that like... at like a hairdresser place that you would need to go.
Oh,
like
totally.
A perm.
Yeah, when you're getting
Got that bowl that lowers
when you're
down.
getting a perm, like I have.
Yeah, like your perm.
Yeah,
yeah. It looked like that chair, right?
That's what that's why they call us Permy and Mohawk.
Permy and the Mohawk.
Because you have a sick mohawk and I have a sick perm.
That was like creepy in the mustache.
Mustache and the creep. Come on, get it.
Sorry, man. My bad. You know, my brain's dead now. There's nothing we can do.
Did you have sweet dreams?
Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, the gift that is given to the dad from Art Carney is something that goes in that chair, and so he sits in it, and we're like, oh, it's going to be like some virtual reality thing. And it starts like some kind of crazy LSD trip.
When he's putting it in the thing, he's like, "This is some like it's a little whoa, if you know what I mean." And then you were like, "Was this porn?" I was like, "Dude, it's not gonna be porn. Obviously, it's a family show. Okay? There's kids watching if they haven't given up to go drink bleach." By this point, which is entirely possible. So it's just, he puts it in, and it starts off like an LSD thing. And then some naked ladies start swimming by.
And we're like, oh shit, it is porn.
Yeah, and then this woman shows up with like weird diamond hair and is like, I am your fantasy. I will do whatever you want. Ooh, I can feel you. And you're just like,
it's so unsettling.
Just like, why? We're just watching a Wookiee.
My scalp is crawling right now just thinking about it.
Watch like VR porn.
Yep.
but it's like interspecies VR porn because she's a human woman with diamonds for hair.
Or at least humanoid. Maybe that
Humanoid.
species has diamonds for hair. We
Look,
just don't know.
she ain't a Wookiee. Let me tell you that, okay?
Yeah.
Somehow, that would have been better if it was just like a sexy Wookiee striptease.
Yeah, if it was just
I
like...
would have preferred that.
If it was just like this slow jazz and these sparkly lights, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden just like a Wookiee with tassels on their nips or something, just going, then that would have been fucking amazing compared to what we
getting
watched.
up on the pole and just like spinning around. And it's not because we're weird.
Slowly like cuts some of her hair off or something. I don't know.
Oh, the Wookiee striptease is like a sensual shaving scene. Just shaving a Wookiee down.
Oh, yeah. Shearing in that culture is very perverted.
Oh, God, that's awful. I hate that. I hate it. Oh, fuck.
And yet that would have been better than what we
And
watched.
yet it would have been better. Because it was like the rejected opening title to a James Bond movie.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Where it's just like, this is too weird and like not sexy enough, but also like not like it's not sexy, like it's trying to be sexy.
But then it would keep cutting back to Itchy in that chair, like squirming with pleasure.
Oh, squirming with pleasure is
With
a
his-
sentence I never wanted to
With his big, like,
hear in regards
inverted clam face.
to anything involving Star Wars. I never wanted anyone to say like, oh yeah, there was a Wookiee squirming with pleasure. Fuck.
I hate my life.
It's horrible.
Oh gosh.
What's the next one? This is the worst. This is the worst one.
I think it was the worst one, yeah. And just to be clear, like, it isn't just her talking about, I experience you, you should experience me, and all this crazy-ass shit. Then she just sings.
We're a happy family.
She just sings a song.
Oh yeah, which
which-
I forgot what it is because
Just That's repression
my
right
brain
there.
just refused to register it.
Yeah, and so that song goes on for a really long time, and we all hate life. And then there's a knock at the door, and they're like, oh, it must be Chewie. Womp, womp, womp. Stormtroopers.
Fade to commercial. Fade back in.
Womp, womp, womp. Stormtroopers again. Or still.
There are some weird commercial fades.
Yeah.
Because there's one in the B. Arthur bit, too, where it's like the beginning of a song is starting, and then it fades out, and then it fades back in, and like the song just keeps going.
Yeah. That's... You know, there were a lot of dumb choices made.
You don't say.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. My brain died again. Hold on. What the fuck were we talking about?
Well, there's the great part where the Imperial officer shows up on the TV. Sorry, shows up on the TV and he's like, attention, there's been a planet-wide curfew on the Wookiee planet Kazook. Please return to your homes for the census. And we're just like, wait, did he just say Kazook?
It's a Kazook.
Isn't it supposed to be Kashyyyk?
It's definitely Kashyyyk.
Definitely Kashyyyk.
Has it only been Kashyyyk after this movie?
Did they just did no one catch that?
Was it just the one take of that guy, and they just
Like imagine George Lucas like, all right, so the Wookiee planet's called Kashyyyk, and I'm like, great, Kazook.
Got it.
Like, no, I said Kashyyyk. It'll be fine. Step aside, George. Here's a bag of money. And then George had to go put it with the rest of his bags of money, and
they shot that
probably
scene.
forgot about it. I'm assuming they did one take. It's either that happened or they did one take, and he's like, all right, there's a planet-wide curfew on Kazook, and I'm like, all right, cut. How was that? And then the script supervisor's like, oh, well, it's supposed to be Kashyyyk. He's like, no one's gonna care. Move on. We got it. And the script supervisor just like, just takes another drink. Like I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I've never drank on the podcast before, but
the occasion 100% calls for it.
today I need it.
Yeah.
I needs it.
I'm surprised you haven't had more.
Oh, I've filled it up again.
Oh, my bad. I missed that.
Yeah.
There we go.
So,
Oh, gosh.
um,
Yeah, and then next is the officers show up
Kazook. No,
on the planet Kazook.
Well, then even when they're calling, when she calls Art Carney the first time on the TV phone, it shows up like Wookiee Planet, Trading Outpost C. It doesn't even say the name of the planet. It just says Wookiee Planet.
They just 100% forgot what it was. And so they just didn't want to write it down.
Like, does anyone remember what kashush? Is it kashish?
It's a cashew? Cashew?
It's not cashew. That's a nut.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Was it almond?
Don't be an idiot. Obviously, they're not going to name it after a nut. Just put Wookiee Planet, and I think Wookiee was probably spelled wrong. Like,
oh my god!
Like this is for kids. Kids are dumb. They're not even going to know.
Yep. So then the Imperials are searching the home for anything that might connect them to the rebels.
And they totally gloss over the X-Wing toys that the kid had.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. There were multiple X-Wings in that house.
Yeah. Oh, also they have a secret Rebel TV in their bookcase.
Yeah.
It's hidden behind 2 secret sliding panels. So if you slide the one panel open, it just looks like they got some candles and books and shit. But then you slide it back and there's a secret Rebel TV so you can talk to Princess Leia, who is coked out of her mind.
Oh, she looked very stoned. And all I could think was, you go, girl.
Yeah, it's like...
You get through this.
Like, I bet you she is high. This is Carrie Fisher. She liked to get high, especially in the 70s.
Why not?
She admits it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, did a lot of cocaine. People were getting after her for... There's like a shot in Return of the Jedi where it looks like she has a coke nail. Like one long fingernail for scooping coke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this came out on the internet a couple years ago, and she's like, I never used my fingernails to snort cocaine. I used $100 bills like a normal person. And I'm like, that's great. Way to go, Carrie.
You go, Carrie.
It's like, you idiot. You used $100 bills, obviously.
Of course.
Clearly, you've never done cocaine. Like a movie star.
Yeah.
So she's fucking high. And I'm pretty sure Harrison Ford's high or drunk or something.
Probably.
When he shows up, he's like, hey guys, happy life day, Mala and Nala and T'Challa and
Lumpy and
Cranky
Chunky Kong. Lanky Kong.
Chunky would be a great Wookiee name.
Yeah, apparently.
Ugh.
Poochie. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's get through this. One way or another, we're getting through this.
We already went through it once today.
Yeah, well, like...
Okay, so what did we watch? We did watch the weird porno thing, and the officer shows
right,
up.
Right, they're searching around the place for Rebel stuff.
For the Rebel TV, yeah.
And one of the officers starts handling Mala's gift, and Mala's all like... Mah! And Art Carney jumps in. And he's like, hey, that's delicate. Don't fiddle around with that. If you want, I can show you how it works and everything. You just sit right here. And the officer sits down in the chair. Art Carney opens up the box, and it proceeds to play a music video.
Yeah, for Jefferson Starship. Get it? Because space. Because it's Star Wars, so we should get the Starship Band. Then that's the genius of marketing department of Fox on display here.
And interestingly, the lead singer appeared to be singing into a small
vibrator.
Yes. The first thing we see is a silhouette of a man singing into a dildo.
Yeah. like very, very obviously a dildo. And then
when we see him from the front, it looks like the dildo is turned into a purple lightsaber.
So this is
the first... like, oh, hey, the first purple lightsaber.
Yes, first canonical appearance of a purple lightsaber. So eat your heart out, Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
And then the Imperial officer just sits there and watches the entire video.
Yeah.
And like seems to be enjoying it because they cut away and he's like tapping his finger on the desk like, oh, this is a good tune. It's a good jam. I like this.
And like everything else in this movie, it lasts way too long.
Yeah.
Just way too long.
Well, there's even like a shot like after the video ends, it like the music's still kind of like fading out, trailing out, and it just like cuts to, like a wide shot, and the dude's just like sitting there grinning, and the music just like keeps going. And I guess Art Carney hasn't like taken his cue to walk over yet, and so it just like keeps going. We're like, oh my god, end! Like fucking cut.
Actually, though, we yelled that out loud. We couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. He's like, well, what do you think? That was pretty good, huh? I'm like, yeah, there's nothing here, sir. And they go trash the kid's room.
Yeah.
And that's when he watches the Boba Fett cartoon.
Yeah. So while they're trashing his room looking for anything related to Rebels, he watches a cartoon about the Rebel heroes.
Yeah, a cartoon featuring his dad and Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia and R2-D2 and C-3PO, and it like names all of the rebels by name and uses their resemblance except for Han Solo, who looks like he got kicked in the face by a horse.
Yeah. Or like eaten by a horse.
Yeah, and then spit out.
Yeah.
This is the first appearance ever of Boba Fett.
Right,
in this thing. This is I think this is the only reason anyone continues to talk about this thing to this day, because like otherwise it's like, oh man, that Star Wars holiday special was pretty bad, huh? And it'd be like this thing of legend, but then it's like, yeah, but it was the first appearance of Boba Fett. They had the cartoon. Yep. So like if there was any grounds, like if you were going to make any argument to be like, Disney, Lucasfilm, you guys should put out like give it a proper Christmas Blu-ray release, the holiday special remastered with commentary from, what's his name again? I wrote it down. Steve Binder. There's no way that's his real name. Like that would be the only argument you could use. Be like, because the cartoon is kind of okay. And it's the first appearance of Boba Fett, so it's sort of important to the history of Star Wars.
But like,
that would be the only argument.
Do that on its own.
Just the cartoon would be fine.
Like, yeah, again, I'd be fine with watching the cartoon again. It was somewhat interesting.
Like, what if they did like a 40th anniversary release of A New Hope and like the original theatrical version, and like as a bonus feature is like, and that cartoon that was like okay from the thing that sucked.
Yeah. The thing that shall not be named.
Yeah. Like, I understand why George Lucas hated this so much.
I mean, I knew about some of his hatred toward it and his crusade against it, but I definitely just assumed for a long time that was, like, that he was a part of it. Like, that he had made this and was now embarrassed by how bad it was. But now it's like...
No, he's like, this is bad for the brand.
Yeah.
You should track it down.
Now it just makes so much more sense, and I just feel sorry for him. Like,
it's like, that's bad for the brand, Jordan. Never mind. Okay, sure. You're not wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, and then watches the cartoon. Whatever. There's Boba Fett in it. It was way too short.
Yeah.
I wanted more escape from the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, and there's because they used James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader in that. So even he got dragged into this.
That's right.
But there's also, like, they use some deleted scenes from Star Wars for the scene with Darth Vader walking down the hallway. That's actually a deleted scene from Star Wars.
Oh.
Fun fact. And then they just changed up Darth Vader's dialogue a little bit. I mean, you couldn't really do much about the other guy because you can see his mouth, but you can do whatever you want for Darth Vader, right? So they did that. So that's neat. That's a fun fact.
Yeah, that was very fun.
Wasn't it so fun? Mm-hmm.
So anyway, then, the officers are done. By the way, they searched the majority of the house, like, rather carefully and neatly, and then they went to the kids' room and trashed the fuck out of it.
They just kicked the shit out of the room. Just, like, throwing shit, ripping the head off a bantha.
Yeah, the head.
There's, like, a stuffed bantha, and they just, like, rip its head off, and they're like, oh, well, just throw this away now.
Yeah, and then they go back downstairs, and the officer just looks at the boy and says, go clean your room. And then he looks at the mother and, like, smiles.
Like, right?
Kids, am I right? Scum of the earth.
Clean your room, you little shithead. Scum of Kazook.
Scum of Kazook, right? The scum of Kazook. Yeah, and so he goes upstairs.
Well, then they leave for some reason. Oh no, then they watch the Tatooine thing. There's mandatory viewing.
Before that, there was
there's something before that?
Before that is the kid goes upstairs and instead of cleaning, he looks at the gift that Art brought him, and it's some kind of panel that does some kind of thing, and he puts on an assembly tape to help him put it together.
Oh, that's right. This was the part where I literally screamed into a pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just some assembly tape for something that we don't understand what it is, and it's like the tape keeps glitching or something.
Well, there's a person in it that's a robot.
Were they?
Maybe. And I
don't know.
think that guy is also the guy in drag doing the whip stir thing. I think they're the same person.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think in the credits there was like, and featuring this dill hole, and it like showed him, and then it showed him in the drag.
Right, there was multiple shots of him, and one of them was very drag.
Ugh. So anyway, yeah. So it's just like it's literally like an instructional video on how to put a thing together that you can't put together because it doesn't exist, and in the world of the movie doesn't do anything because the thing that he's trying to put together is never used. It's 15 minutes of nothing that you can't ever... It serves no purpose to the plot, to our lives.
It was incredibly aggravating at this point.
The fuck? And then there's like... I guess it's supposed to be funny, because he's like glitching, like, oh, look at me, I'm a glitchy robot. My tongue's doing a weird glitchy thing. Oh, my leg's not working. Oh, come on. Come on, leg.
Yeah,
Oh, my God, it sucks.
The only note that I made for that, I called it the assembly tape, and the only note that I made was, what the fuck? And then I moved on.
I don't even know the fuck. Like,
yeah, there's no answer to that question.
No. And yeah, that was the part that killed me. I was like, that's it. I'm checking out.
And then we go back.
Done.
We go back downstairs, and there's another.
Although I'm gonna make a GIF of the tongue glitch. That's just never anywhere.
Yes.
For like just forever on endless repeat. That would be a great GIF. All right.
The only good thing.
Then we go to B. Arthur.
It's downstairs, and then we have another like planet-wide announcement. That's like, I guess they just couldn't think of a way to fit in this other piece of the variety show that is this movie. And so they were like, this is an Imperial announcement. Everyone has to watch this show about the life on Tatooine. If you are of the Empire, you are required to watch this show. Everyone has to watch this show right now.
Which, from what I understand, Tatooine isn't even an Imperial-occupied world.
No.
It's kind of like on the Outer Rim. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah.
Should have done more research. Fucking Kazook. All right. Yeah, and it's just like a show where like B. Arthur's the bartender / owner of a canteen. Cantina. Yep. Canteen is the thing you drink out of. Canteen is the thing you drink in. Location. And it's... she has to close up because there's a weird guy who has a mouth on the top of his head where he drinks.
Yeah, at first I decided he had a real dumb, like, volcanic-looking... hairdo.
Yeah.
But no, then he pours booze into the top of it.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, B. Arthur, I loves you. And she's like, that's nice, dear. Leave.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. And then the Empire, the same announcement that in the real world told everyone to watch the show was then repeated in this, but telling...
Yeah, it was the same guy.
In the show, it was the same guy, and he's just telling everyone, like, oh, you have to go...
there's a curfew.
There's a curfew. You got to
Tatooine.
go on Tatooine. The whole planet, everyone go home. I'm like, that's not how planets work, but okay. So then everyone's like, we don't want to go home. We want to drink beer. Beer. She's like, oh, fine. All right, we'll do one more. It's on me. And she gets the band. It's like, band, play something soulful. And then so they do like a halftime of like the dun, 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 and then she sings a song to that.
Yeah, over top of it, ruining it
Just
forever.
one more round, friend, then homeward bound, friend. I remembered more than one line.
I'm baffled that you remembered that much.
Yeah.
I think I already blocked it.
There's some things. It's terrible. It's
so awful.
And it goes on for 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah, it's
this is
so
like
long.
This is like filler slots. The movie.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do to kill more time? Oh, this. The whole movie is just filler slots. like the actual Star Wars bits. So it's like 15 minutes of stuff.
Yep.
If you don't count the 20 minutes of just Wookiees yelling at each other in the beginning,
which we don't.
Which we do not. Oh my god! So that happens, and then she's like pouring more liquor just like directly into the guy's skull.
Yeah, which is a weird, guaranteed way of getting alcohol poisoning, really.
Yeah, one in the office, and then it's over, and the officer's like, "Well, that's great. Let's go. You stay here and guard the place." And like we'll leave one stormtrooper behind. And they're always holding their guns weird. There's like the little bit that sticks out on the side.
Yeah, on the. What is that gun? The E11 or something like that?
Yeah. The Stormtrooper like
gun?
Standard issue Stormtrooper gun from Star Wars.
It's almost like pistol size, but then has that little handle sticking out that like usually you don't see people using, like in the actual Star Wars movies. Sometimes they have a hand like underneath to hold it steady, but you never see someone actually grabbing the side like it's some huge Tommy gun or something.
Yeah, they're either using it one-handed, using two hands to grab the grip, or they have it underneath. But yeah, this is like the World War II machine gun. I can't remember which one it was. That like a grease gun, I think, is what they called it in Call of Duty, where it just has a huge clip sticking out the side, and you grab it by that. All the stormtroopers are doing that,
and holding it really far away from their bodies,
like so far away,
almost completely straight armed.
Yeah,
it looks so dumb. It looks so dumb.
And then Han Solo just shows up and promptly murders him by throwing him off the balcony.
Right, because they're living high up in a tree, in case you didn't know that. Wookiees live up in tree houses, which is pretty cool, I guess.
And so he's like falling for thousands of feet.
Yep. And of course they use the scream.
Oh yeah, the Wilhelm scream, the classic.
Sounds just like that.
Yeah. And he's like, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I brought your deadbeat dad back to you. Look, Lumpy, a bike." and Chewbacca's wife is crying, probably because she's so sad that he's back in his life. Again, she knows that he's just going to leave her once again.
As soon as Life Day is over.
Yeah.
That guy's
going to use her for her body. So she's crying, and it's really sad. But then Life Day is upon them, so
they all get out their glowing orbs.
Yeah.
And stand together.
Yeah.
And then teleport into space.
Well, first they freeze so that it looks like a Queen album cover.
Right.
And then they all put on these red robes.
Well, they don't put them on. They're suddenly wearing them.
Well, they're suddenly wearing them. And then they walk through space, into a giant glowing orb. And then they end up in a cave, like kind of a shitty cave.
A shitty space cave.
Yeah.
That's by what I think was supposed to be the trunk of the Tree of Life.
Oh, right, because there's a Tree of Life. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because it's Life Day, it's Tree of Life. And all the Wookiees, or some of them or whatever, are there wearing red robes. Why they're wearing clothes now.
Red robe.
Fuck if I know.
Red robe.
And this is the part that, I mean, we've just sat through all of this shit for so long. And like the only bit of tension that was ever given in the plot, well, the only thing about the plot at all, was that Chewie's got to get home for Life Day.
Yeah.
Like for his family. You deadbeat asshole.
That he very clearly cares about.
And so then they teleport into the trees, and fucking Han Solo and Luke and Leia are all there.
And C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah, I forgot about them already.
Don't forget about them.
And I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? Because they teleported, they're in space, they're wearing robes.
They literally...
You know what? I can get over all of that.
They walked through space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get to the magic Tree of Life.
Fine.
And you know what? Yeah, I can forgive all of that. But then what the fuck? Everyone else is there? Why did he have to fly home if he could have just teleported to the fucking Tree of Life like Han, Lake, and Lua did? Luke and see what it's doing to me?
Dude, wow.
Fucking angry.
And then, okay, so that doesn't make any sense. And then Princess Leia's like, "Happy Life Day, everyone!" And then she sings the worst thing, which is they take the Star Wars theme song.
The theme song.
Like the opening theme song, and they turn it into like a fucking abortion of a Christmas song. It's just, Life Day, fucking Life Day, something Life Day. smoked some weed.
It's a complete bastardization of the theme song of all of Star Wars.
Yeah, and again, she's high as fuck.
Oh, she looks so happy.
Her and Harrison Ford hotboxed a broom closet before shooting that scene.
Yeah.
Because they're both just like, he's like, huh?
Yeah.
Happy Life Day, everybody. And then she's like, oh, God bless us.
Everyone.
Oh, and then it's not even over. And you see them having like Life Day turkey dinner, bantha loins,
and it's like
soup.
And that last scene, the song lasts so long, and it's like a slow back away from them all around the tree, and then it slowly, very painfully slowly, fades to them now around the table at their home again. I guess I don't know what happened. And then it's just like
at this point
another
at the
really
TV.
really slow zoom back.
Yeah.
And then it's outside their house in the painting of Kazook.
Kazook. Yeah, get it right.
And it's just still slowly backing up. And we just lost it. It was too much. Just
end
the fucking movie right now, please. We're begging you. Put a bullet in us.
And the screen, and then the credits start rolling, and then it's like, stay tuned for Laverne and Shirley. Like, oh God, I wish we could watch Laverne and Shirley next. Anything but this.
And to think that they canceled Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk that week, so that
Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk have been canceled in favor of this special programming. And you're like, oh, okay, shit. Then it's like, dun 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 dun, Star Wars, and you're like, yeah,
woo, Star Wars,
yeah. I'm gonna get you back to your planet for Life Day, buddy. As soon as we get out of this broom closet that we're in. and
then the 20 minutes of Wookiee noises, and it's mind-numbing.
So it only
I had a literal stab of pain in my right temple. I turned to you to talk, and I just went, because it hurt so much.
Yeah, because it's just like for like so long. And you're just like, I miss human interaction
so much.
I want to
why
call my mom.
Tell her I love her.
Yeah, I miss her. And I will always keep Christmas in my heart from this day forward.
This was, way worse than that shit Scrooge had to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, the spirits really tried too hard on that one. They could have just been like, watch this. All right, now be nice to people. He's like, okay, I will. Don't ever do this to me again.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah. This only ever aired once, and it makes sense why. And I'm pretty sure that if there is a copy of it out there, that George Lucas has it locked away in his salt mine somewhere, where he keeps all his film prints.
Yep.
Or he just had them all destroyed. Just ordered them to be destroyed. But luckily,
we could not blame him for.
Luckily, there was 4 people in the entire country that had a VCR recorder
when it aired,
and they recorded it because they're like, "We're going to watch this every Christmas. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a miracle." And then they recorded it, and for whatever reason, didn't stop recording it.
Couldn't tell you why. And then their lives fell apart because they had to live with the knowledge that they kept that alive.
Yeah, and then at some point they put it on the internet.
To torture the rest of the world.
I guess so, man. Oh, wow, this episode really fell apart at the end.
I just want to crawl into bed and cry myself to sleep.
Well, that wraps up a successful year on the show, the podcast show that is the show that we do.
Whatever it's called. Couldn't tell you anymore.
Crapathon Megaverse.
Skumakazook.
And we will be dropping Phantom Menace commentary for the patrons. Probably closer to Christmas. Maybe Christmas Day. Maybe it'll be a nice Christmas Day present for all the patrons.
That'd be so nice.
How do you celebrate Christmas? Listen to us talk about
Star Wars.
Phantom Menace. I hated this.
Oh, yeah.
More than anything we've ever done on the show. Made
Easily.
me question why we thought this would be fun.
But from now
Why
on,
do we do this? But
every piece of crap that we watch
Oh.
will be better in comparison.
it's all rise from here, baby.
Next year is
All
just going
rise.
to be brilliant.
Yeah. Like even
I have to be rehabilitated.
yeah. Like even the Ewok movies are bad. But they got an official DVD release.
Yeah, let's freaking watch those.
Even though it was like limited. They're like, oh, you can buy it for a little bit of time, and then we're never going to put it out again, because let's face it, everyone who really wants it is going to buy it. After that, it's just, yeah, who cares? So, wow, this was shitty.
Yeah.
If you've seen this, let us know. Let us know why you did that. Don't.
How much?
If
did
you
wanna
haven't
kill
seen it,
yourself
yeah.
afterward?
If you haven't seen it, don't watch it.
Please don't. It's not worth it.
Don't ruin your.
Actually, it's not worth it.
It
at
will
all.
ruin your Christmas.
Yep.
You'll actually be like, I don't want to celebrate anything anymore. Family and
The joy is gone from
yeah,
life.
the joy of the season is a lie. It's all about hate and boring.
Now I'm gonna go steal a bike.
Yeah. I wish my deadbeat dad would come back. So just avoid it. Watch Jingle All the Way or something
Yeah.
else. Anything else.
Anything. It's literally anything.
Yeah. But if you like the show, you follow the show on Twitter and Gmail and Patreon at RetroCrapPod. You can drop us a dollar bill. If you want to hit that Phantom Menace commentary, it's going to be the $3 tier. So check in $3 bills, I suppose, for that. And tell your friends. Tell your friends about the show. Be like, hey, listen to this great show. These guys fell into a deep depression after watching a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, they ruined their lives in this episode. Listen to it. It's really funny.
Listen to their lives fall apart over the course of an hour or so, talking about a thing that is the worst thing mankind has done on TV.
On TV, just to clarify.
Yeah, on TV. And yeah, we're on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, iHeartRadio, soon to be Spotify. We might be on Spotify on this one.
Oh, cute.
I don't know. Yeah, just that's a thing we can do now. Yeah, so subscribe on your preferred thing. If you give us a rating, a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, whatever, say, hey, this is great, or these guys suck, whatever. Just write something.
Tell us how you feel.
It does, helps the show, boosts us in the searchability stuff and on iTunes and all that. Is that all the things I say at the end? I think that's it.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, happy...
Just thinking about gnawing my own legs off.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, happy Life Day, everyone! Keep watching crap. Oh, shit. Oh, it's falling. Are you ready?
No.
Well,
I haven't,
just put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
I haven't recovered.
Well, they say it's good to talk about these kind of things, so...
So this podcast is actually just our, a rehabilitation.
Yeah, it's like therapy.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Star Wars Holiday Special? We're here to help. If you or someone you love suffers from having seen the Star Wars Holiday Special, don't wait.
Get help today. Seriously, get help today.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It only gets worse with time.